Oh, hey, it's your boys, man. I wish I had a better intro. You would think I would think about intros before I do them, but
Nah, man.
Here we are again, man, at episode
Truth be
50.
told, I'm done thinking after 6 o'clock. As soon as I get off work, I gotta stop thinking.
Yeah, it's not really my forte.
We're just gonna go off energy.
But
But
yeah.
yeah, man, episode 50, baby.
All vibes, baby. Ooh, episode 50, man.
see
The
it,
50th anniversary
We had to
of
do something special for you
shit.
niggas, man. And by special for you niggas, we meant us.
Yeah, man. So, we got a guest here tonight, man. We usually don't do guests, but, you know, for that 50th episode, we got to make sure we have somebody very distinguished here.
Somebody of upper echelon
You know
caliber.
what I'm saying? I don't know if you want to do the honors, man.
I'm gonna let you do the honors,
Oh,
man.
shit. Niggas shouldn't let me do this shit. I'm going to do it like a nigga.
As you should.
I'm going to just open it. 'Cause I don't
We
know
need some
how to open
triumphant
no
music, man.
Yeah, man.
Get some Dipset anthem in the
Yeah,
background.
man, you know what I'm saying? Happy 50th, man. Shout out to Hov. Shout out to Beyonce.
I'ma see you soon, man.
Shout out to Rock Nation.
We was gonna save it for rock brunch, but
Yeah.
you know,
I figured y'all had to know. So yeah, man. Happy
COVID.
50th.
we'll just open it as time goes on, man. We don't
Yeah,
even,
we can chill for right now. We don't
not even that pressed.
do it like that. Well, we still got the Uncle Nearest as always. So happy 50th to Uncle Nearest as well.
Shout out 50 niggas, man. This y'all episode, man. 50.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike Singletary, number 50. So a great Bears linebacker.
Yep.
I was gonna say one of my favorite linebackers of all time. Like I seen this motherfucker play, but from the highlights, bro, you look dope as fuck. But I guess everybody looks great in highlights, so I don't know what that says about anything.
High lights. This shit's
I'm living a high.
in the name.
Yeah, but
Like EA Sports.
yeah. Shout out Mike Singletary, man. Fucking one of the first linebackers that probably caused CTE and a lot of dudes. So shout out to him for all the hits across the middle.
Yeah, man.
All the
We stand with you
head-on-head
in
contact.
solidarity.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. He's responsible for a lot of like life-threatening injuries. So shout out to him, man, and all this.
Back when football had soft helmets.
Hell yeah. Back when football had soul playing or some shit. I don't know. All right, but anyway, yeah, we
Hell
are
yeah.
back once again.
Yeah.
You got the lighter?
I do have the lighter.
Yeah, let me get that. Yeah, we are back once again. We are washed, not washed up. I am
Washed, never
draft.
washed up. Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, washed, never washed up. All that shit. I'm dropping joints.
No limit exposure in this
When I'm
bitch.
dropping joints. Ooh, bars. Yeah, no limit exposure in this bitch. Taji is in this bitch as always.
Happy 50th, fellas.
Yeah, at the 50th, man. I think we should take a shot for the 50th
Yeah.
for sure. Oh, you
already poured up.
handheld.
Straight.
Yeah, you Gucci or no?
Yeah.
I'll pull you up. Oh, you already pulled up, huh? Or did you? All right.
Let me pour up.
Yeah, you do that. You just take this, bro. Fuck it. That nigga don't need to chase you. You drinking out his Coke bottle or some shit anyway. You want to take that?
Yep.
You can just gonna do you an old
Heavy
fashioned
bottle.
shot. Oh,
Or
yeah, I got him. Do you an old fashioned joint? Oh, we good.
A little bit more.
Please, sir. May I have
50.
some more?
Big 5-0.
Oh, shout out to episode 50, man. Got Ace of Spade. We got Uncle Nearest, man. We are doing it how we supposed to. Yeah, man, it's been good fucking with you fellas, man. We done it for 50 episodes. I didn't think we'd make it this far.
Fans.
Real shit. I
the
appreciate
family,
everybody been listening. Yeah, I appreciate all the walls, gods, and goddesses.
Goddesses out there, man.
I feel like every week, man, there's always new people hitting me up, reaching out, you know, just trying to figure out how they can like be a part of the pod. So I really appreciate that. Don't take my non-responses. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, man.
But,
the mind, not the heart.
Yeah. Sometimes you
We
know.
still trying to figure this shit out in transit.
Definitely.
Can you move the box?
Which box? This box?
Yes, in the shots, please.
That shit heavy, man.
Right there.
Right here? It's cool? Yeah. All right, cool. So, yeah, man. So, episode 50, Michael Singletary. Let's get into the countries.
Wanna take the shot?
Oh, yeah, we never even took the shot. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate to all the people watching at home, man. We are 50 episodes in. Maybe do 50 more.
Black man is God.
Black man is God.
I'm God.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Uncle Nearest, man.
Oh, pretty great.
Uncle Realist.
Uncle Realist. But yeah, man, let me get into these countries. As I always do, I start off with these United States. Oh, we got a new country this week too, man. I almost text y'all like midweek, but I'm like, nah, man. I'm gonna just save it live on the air,
50.
man. Yeah, man. Give them a few surprises along the way.
Numbers are good. They spiking, buddy.
Yeah, we getting places and spaces. Yo, yeah.
It's all Black History Month, man.
Yeah. So these United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, Iceland, Ireland, Germany, Russia, India, France, Finland, Costa Rica,
Shout out Duolingo.
Puerto Rico, Romania, Spain, Norway, Ecuador, New Zealand, Denmark,
Zealand, nigga.
the Netherlands, Singapore, Slovakia, Belgium, Qatar. Oh, we got 2 new places. Shout out to Turkey.
Ooh.
Shout out to Hong Kong. So
Hey, boy.
we leveled up again for episode 50, 2 new countries. So
Stand in solidarity.
Hey, bro.
hey, we with you, man. And we keeping these non-black nations going. So, that's the thing. we
got allies, nigga. Whole
good
pod
out
full
here,
of allies, nigga.
I know where to seek asylum. In one of these places.
Yep.
Belgium, I'm looking at you. Yeah, so yeah, episode 50, man. It said we're washed, not washed up. How was your week?
I just dropped my blunt, so if that's any indication on how my week's been. But yeah, I can say a lot, but I won't. It's been a week. I don't want to repeat anything that I've already said. I'm trying to stay positive, but
Try to stay positive. Not really. Go on.
But it's been just a lot of more the same. Work week is nothing really interesting. I can't say yay or nay. I was telling you before the pod, I had an interaction with somebody where I think I'm just getting better at calling it in real time when I see people overreacting about shit.
Being in the gym enough, you start to call your shots.
Hey, man, turn your back on them.
Leave that wrist
That
up.
walk off. So yeah, I had a couple walk offs today, and it's Monday. So as the week progresses, who knows what'll happen? But the margin of error is just getting smaller for me. I don't have the freedom. And soon it's gonna be like I won't have the patience either. But
Talk about it.
But that being said, you know what I mean? How was your week?
My week was cool. Like lately, they work wise. Like I've been doing like 6. They've been doing me like 6 days on. Then the next week is like a 4-day or a 3-day week or whatever. So I guess that's cool, man. I don't know, man. Sometimes like staying busy all the time. I don't know. I feel like I've been kind of burnt out this whole week. As I've been saying on every podcast, like managing personalities, it's like that shit is draining as a motherfucker, man. Like I feel like sometimes I spend so much time managing the personalities that I don't like, then I don't get the time to build with the personalities I do like. You know what I mean? You're having a great week. But yeah, I know we were supposed to record. I kind of flaked on that shit just because I was just like so drained from the week. It's like I had no energy to give nobody and like really actively. Corey was in town. I missed that nigga.
Weekends are usually a split between stuff I want to do and stuff I have to do because I've been doing something else on somebody else's time.
And it's fucked up. I felt like I had so little time. The shit I wanted to do turned to shit I felt like shit I had to do. And it took the fun out of like the shit that I wanted to do. Cause now it's like, cause I don't have the energy to do it. Yeah. Now it feels just like a work day. So
rat race.
Yeah. So try not to get caught up in that, man. It's trying to stay productive beyond that is like the biggest fight. I understand why most people don't have hobbies. Cause it's like, man.
It takes.
I'm not even in a real position, but I couldn't imagine being in a real position. Like Jeff Bezos is probably drained. He's probably not, but people that work hard are.
I think the goal is to kind of make work your hobby. So if you enjoy what you're doing, a lot of times the secular shit is just that.
Yeah, it's
secular. A lot of times when we were doing shit with AGS, the fun part was being able to travel and do shit, because it felt like it was. It looked like work.
I mean,
But
even
it
the
was-
podcast is work, but it's still
Enjoyable.
enjoyable. I can get something out of it. I feel like I did something productive for the week. But yeah. So just the fight between trying to be productive and actually trying to be productive at work, or trying to have a good attitude in the midst. It's like a whole fucking battle in itself. So it just is what it is. Other than that, what did I do? I didn't do anything eventful. I really had a really slow week. Yeah, I ain't do shit. Damn. I was supposed to do a lot of shit.
Washed.
Yeah. Speaking of wash, I guess we can get into wash moments. Mine, I don't really want to tell the whole story on the podcast, but I'll keep it short because the last time I complained too much and I hated the podcast. I'll never hear it again. But
You said the last podcast.
yeah.
Second one.
And so basically at work, a chick kind of had like a nervous breakdown, and they called the ambulance. Police came and all this shit. At the end of it, she drove home.
So it wasn't real.
I guess it's not for me to say, Taji. I respect people's mental health. But what I will say is, like, it made me think, and this is when I turned into my dad. I was like, man, back in my day, bro, we didn't give a fuck about none of this shit. Like, I don't remember ever speaking about mental health or none of this shit, man. When a motherfucker was crazy, we called him that. And we went about our day. We washed our hands of him.
That nigga tripping.
We left him to the wolves. That's the kind of era I liked.
Real Spartan shit.
Fucking, the stronger survive, nigga. It is what it is, nigga. Like, now I feel like youth, they live in this world because we created this world for them. That, yeah, mental health is important, but it ain't the world's job to support your shit, man. If you crazy, like, that's the problem with being crazy, nigga.
come with shit.
Because the rest of the world don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because if the world gave a fuck, then crazy wouldn't really be a big thing, nigga. Yeah, if you're mentally, like, super mentally flawed, then, I mean, I'm not... that is what it is, but you can't rely on the world to, like, fix your issues
Coddle
and
you.
shit. And I just feel like we live in a very coddled society. So, but I felt like that's just an era thing. So that's why it's my wash moment. Because I'm like, I mean, maybe if I was 21, I would be, because I grew up in the Me Too era. I grew up in the mental health Charlemagne era. Like, we say this shit just jokingly, like set your boundaries and fucking all the fucking buzzwords, like what's your love language and shit. But these kids, they really internalize this shit. Like, that's what they live by, nigga. They think that's real shit. Like,
I was listening to a podcast with Gad Sad and Jordan Peterson, Flex. But they were talking about postmodernism.
I like Gad said a lot.
Yeah, same.
He's funny.
But postmodernism, I didn't really. It's a term that I'm hearing more often about the school of thought that people have, especially concerning politics. But I realize it's more so about ideas in general, and they kind of broke down the specifics of what it means and how it applies to what's going on now, what you see. And essentially, it's just it's the idea of people feeling left out, like. The era, I can't even remember, but it's probably like, I want to say 1800s, but the era where physicists and like real intricate sciences were the hot button topic of the day. People who were theorists and philosophers of that time period wanted recognition, so they started like putting all this
all the energy was put in discovery.
Yeah, and trying to figure out how to put a method to the madness. Like, so it was basically like nothing's real. Like, language is what makes things real. It's not necessarily the fact that this is based off any, like, it's basically saying the earth is flat, because why can't it be? And that idea isn't just, it's not just something stupid. Like, it's pervasive, because now it gives everybody a platform to say, like, yo, no, that's not right. When some of this shit just it's a person with more, like, a higher IQ, essentially. Like, they understand it better. And you just
but also, like, the point you said, I feel like what we place of importance in our society bases what people lean towards. So, like, the fact that you could scream that you, like, lack mental health and shit like that, fucking, you could, like, that's a way of getting attention when, like, other eras, your way of, like, making the papers was creative endeavors and shit.
What's wild is I think about the cop outs that people use as far as like easy pleas, and the one that gets the least recognition now is like being black, and it's always kind of been
that all
way.
Used up.
Yeah,
like nigga,
but we never really got a shot.
Like, what else are you? Like you or some shit? Like, I need to hear some crazy shit, nigga. What are you, like a ballerina? Like you need to be something crazy. You can't just be black. You gotta have some sprinkles on top of it for it to really make a real dent.
You gotta have sparklers.
Yeah, or at least be a dead nigga on camera, like killed egregiously. Like couldn't even be like to a point where it's like debatable. A nigga literally has to like sit on your neck, and even that, the nigga still won't get prosecuted. But anyway, what are we talking about?
Watch moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think mine it's random, nowhere near as deep as yours, but just being tired of being in certain environments, like work specifically. Like I enjoy what I do more than I have in any other job, but just being in a space where I can't speak for my time makes me feel uncomfortable. I notice like how I move in certain places, and it's like even referring to last week, being out comes at a cost to just my time. Like I think about the stuff I could be doing in lieu of if I wasn't here. I mean, especially like trying to enjoy myself.
Like the point you made earlier about like the goal is to turn your passions into the job.
So that way you can be in the places and see some benefit just by being in 8 hours.
Space. Even if you if the job is tolerable, it's still nothing. If you have that, you know, the feeling of like creating something or whatever you feel is special to you, like it's hard to match that feeling with anything else, even if the situation is tolerable. But yeah.
But I noticed you do like daydreaming while you're at work. You get to a point where it's almost like a flow state, and you're going through the motions.
Yeah.
And I find myself thinking about stuff I could be doing constantly, even in the field. Like I'm thinking about stuff I could be doing in the kitchen, stuff I should be doing at home so I can prepare for another move. But mostly this and music, like the projects that I want to do outside of this space and environment, or the things that this space and environment afford me the opportunity to do. But yeah, my watch moment is kind of like, I start etching out your own. It makes you feel old. Nothing's tangible. Everybody live in apartments till you're 60. Like you don't own land. Like black people are in a completely different state and environment. Like our values are really, really different. So like as I age, I start noticing like my time is a value I kind of put a lot of stock in.
Also though, that's a good topic you brought up, because I always have two schools of thought about this, like ownership. You know, that's always like a big thing. Like black people always talk about like we gotta own land and shit. That's always like a hot button thing to say or talk about. But like one part of me says, like, at the end of the day, everything's finite. Like life's finite. So why the fuck do I need to own anything? Like the whole, you know, Native Americans approach to land to me is the most natural approach to land. Because why the fuck would I need to own this shit? Like honestly, I don't want my kids to grow up in a like completely fucked position where they have to like hustle out of fucking orphanage. But I also don't necessarily want them to be handed shit, because I think life is the challenges. You take away that shit, man, you just get a piece of shit person. Like,
yeah, you don't have anybody with any character.
Yeah, like you need those little bumps and bruises along the way, even though they don't feel good, and shit probably hurts as a parent to watch them go through it. But I also would kind of not want my kid to be super coddled. Like they kind of need those little rough around the edges. So I wouldn't. When people say that I want to hustle, like to make sure like my kids eat, I'm like, I get that, but ideally my kids know how to eat. I raise them in a way that they know how to eat for themselves. They don't really necessarily need me to give them anything other than the game I gave them throughout life.
All right.
So I don't, you know, when it's like all that ownership shit, I get it. I don't think that's the most important thing when it comes to things. Like that's some shit that, I mean, everything's finite when it comes down to it. So,
but when you see, I think it's a social standard. You see what other people have by comparison, and you assume that
comparison's a thief of joy.
It is, And I was gonna say it's almost like keeping up with the Joneses, because that's sort of why I have the outlook on. I remember arguing with my uncle about like wanting to not voting and being like, I don't want to take part in this shit because I could just as easily leave. And I see people who've done it in different times, and I'm like, nah, I get it. Like, you see history sort of repeat itself. All the social unrest that they had during the 60s, Vietnam War. Like, we see a lot of those same narratives playing out before us today on the news, and it kind of makes you realize how people felt during that time period, and you can relate.
This might be too dark of a take, but let's turn off the lights. Turn off the lights.
Cycle the lights.
Light a candle. But maybe just this is the black in me talking, but I don't know what the political action or the move that I can set up that's really gonna make a difference overall anyway. So I feel like the best option is for me to live happy as I can. Like, not live within the fucking social norms. It's like, oh yeah, you gotta buy a house by this age, you gotta do this by that age. It's like, do whatever the fuck I want, nigga. Fuck it doesn't matter anyway. Y'all be murking niggas for nothing. Fuck I look like trying to fit into the social norms. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Like none of this shit really matters, you know. Like, all these ideas of what you should have is just like really ways to just make you unhappy, and at the end of the day, really. Because they said life is finite. So any possession, anything you're like shooting towards, what the fuck does it really matter? Like, so I always feel like the idea of ownership is just overvalued. I just think it's a thing you could do. You can own a lot of shit. So fucking what? That doesn't necessarily make you, I don't think that's gonna put you in the history books. Like, this shit isn't Monopoly. Like, you can have the big top hat if you want, nigga. And the funny mustache. But
and the monocle, nigga.
But I mean, that's just a lot of shit you own, nigga. Like, what does that
Big
mean?
Nigga shit, nigga. Cartier monocle, nigga.
I think, like, that's why, like, I love.
I got a buff, nigga. You got buffies, nigga. I got a buff with a string on it. You niggas broken spirit.
That's why I love things like podcasts, music. Like, it's not necessarily a tangible things, but to me, those are things that people.
They count.
Yeah, they matter to people for real.
It's
like,
jewels.
You know what I mean? Like, you can really give a nigga game. Like, I never. Gil Scott-Heron was dead before I was ever born, not before I was born. Before I was really on his music, or damn near dying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, the shit he made means something to me, whether he knows it or not. You know what I mean? And I know if I could do that for somebody, that shit, even if I don't really get to see it, dying know that I have that shit in the atmosphere is important.
Yeah, man. That's one of the few things that I realized about death in general. I know R.I.P. Alicia, one of my coworkers, passed away this past weekend.
Oh, y'all worked with her too?
Yeah, R.I.P. Alicia. But that's why I think for black people it was so important to have children and essentially leave something for your children, because a lot of what stays behind is the memories that people have of you. And I think for people who have like an artistic endeavor, like, the point is to leave art, something that makes people pay attention to the shit you did even after you gone.
Yeah, and that's what I place, like, that's my ownership in a sense. Like, whatever I create, that's what I own, essentially, more than, like, I mean, maybe this the quitter in me. It's like, I might not get the, like, super big crib I want, like the Ferrari and shit to pass down to my son, but I can at least give him some game, then maybe he'll get one and shit, you know, if that's what he want to do.
Yeah, and what is that at the end of the day? Like, you see a lot of people. I mean, I'd love to have a Ferrari. Don't get me wrong.
Ferrari, don't be afraid to send it.
Yeah, please.
Just make sure the motherfucker's automatic.
They automatic now.
All right,
they
cool,
all automatic.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
But you can't take that shit with you in the grave. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people are going too early.
One of my favorite rap lines from Beans was, "I spin it all till I'm swallowing dirt, because I never seen a Brinks truck follow a hearse." Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's some real shit.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that shit ain't coming with you, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can leave it to your kids, but then they could blow it on some dumb shit. I mean, fuck does it matter? Like, I'm sure the Hilton's parents aren't happy about the kids they made. I mean, can't speak for them, but
I think they too drugged up to care.
Maybe, but if I was a guessing man, I don't think they feel like that's their shining, achievement in life. It's probably the hotels over than their kids.
Yeah. Well, speaking about disappointed parents, You seen this Meek Mill?
Oh yeah,
6ix9ine video?
yeah. Oh yeah, shout out to Meek Mill. You gotta chill, bro.
Everybody gotta relax.
Not even everybody. Meek just gotta chill, man. I mean, I'm not even blaming him, but you still gotta chill. Like in the future, like I wouldn't even speak on it if I was him. I wouldn't even. I would let that shit deflate itself, because like you don't even want to be attached to a nigga like that.
But it is something to be said when a
Like,
nigga
you
show
above
up. When a nigga show up outside a place where you were with people and his phone.
The
out.
FBI has a rapper now. I mean, it's fine. It just is what it is. Like whoever the fuck, CIA, whoever the fuck does that shit. But them niggas got a rapper now. Like that's just what they like. This motherfucker, somebody's paying for his security and all this shit. And the record, this nigga not selling records like that. Some shit's not adding up, man.
Yeah, this shit looks spooky.
Like it seemed like he's just sent to antagonize rappers. It just looks weird. You know what I'm saying? Like. I don't know, man. So if you know, like that's the only thing I say about the Meek situation. I don't even want to say Duke's name, but like now it's just starting to look funny. Like this nigga is a literal clown. This nigga looks like Ronald McDonald and shit. And he's just running around fucking with niggas, man. Like what the fuck?
Looking weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
They did that little documentary on Hulu, and they tried.
They got another one dropping. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It was about the many enemies of blank.
I don't like it, man.
Yeah,
Y'all glorifying.
I don't even want to give it more attention, but there's
Yeah.
another documentary dropping. I just saw it on one of the streaming
Y'all glorifying the rat.
Yeah, yep. Because he can keep doing shit like this, and somebody's gonna, it's gonna make blogs. It's gonna,
and because
YouTube hits are gonna go crazy.
Because
when you put those two names,
because you
in
get
a
to see
post.
so many opinions on it now. You see how slated or how slanted the views are. You seeing people like talking about Meek like he took a loss, and I'm like, you can't really say that somebody ambushing you outside of a venue is.
I mean, I seen
you
the
taking a
video,
loss.
and both of them put out videos. I saw from both perspectives, and to me, it looked like nothing happened at all.
At all.
It just looked like two famous people were in the same place, and niggas yelled. I mean, all right, man. Niggas be yelling all the time, man. I ain't seen no bodies drop. I ain't seen no blood drop. I ain't seen no punch thrown. I ain't seen nothing. I just saw a whole bunch of yelling, a whole bunch of bullshit, a whole bunch of blog shit.
But for what? Like, why do they even have problems?
Yeah. If anything, like, I'm going to look at Meek funny if he even address it.
It's too late.
Like, if he, like, makes this shit a thing, I'm going to look at this nigga funny and like, man, did they get you too, bro? Because why? Jesus Christ. That'd be the name of the pod. First
What's
time.
free? Oh, shit. Show you how to do this, son.
Yeah, but you got anything to say about that shit?
Yeah, I've said my piece. My pieces. Yeah, I mean, prayers for both y'all niggas. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't think Meek was wrong. Like, I don't think he was wrong, but I wouldn't know how to handle it. Because I understand being in a situation where, like, who's to say that it would only be one side of the video if he didn't record, like, and some shit happened. So I kind of understand Meek at least putting it out there that there was an incident.
I can never say what I would do. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but that to that point, I can never say what I do either. Like, cause shit, I'm seeing people argue like, yeah, I at least would have punched this nigga, and I'm thinking to myself like, yeah,
hell no. You gonna punch an agent? Boy, hell no. That nigga's not literally a federal agent, but he's definitely an informant for sure.
Somebody would have got hit in any other situation. Perfect example. Nigga, we just had a shooting out here where a rapper ran up on another nigga and just punched him. Like, you just don't run up on niggas. That shit happens more often than not. And it was just kind of, especially with rappers of this caliber.
I feel like we getting caught in the logistics. Ideally, you shouldn't punch a nigga, but when you know, I don't know. Like I said, you killing ants with a sledgehammer and shit. Like, to show you how to do this, son. Yeah, you just overdoing it, man. Like, you don't need to do that. Like, yeah. I mean, you get some raid, man. They're just ants, bro. It's no shit to really pay attention to. It's a fucking ant, dog. You Meek Mill. You just came off one of the best projects of your life. Well, maybe not those little 4 joints, but championships. Yeah. But anyway, man, we'll be back. Boys back in town, man.
You see it?
Yeah. Yeah, we're back once again. Target, what's up, man? Shout out to the
first H&M. Now this.
Yeah, shit's
What's
getting
up,
bad
man?
out here. So
It's
Target.
like we don't have any people on these boards, bruh.
I wasn't going to even talk about this shit, man. But
I gotta get an apparel deal with Target, bruh.
I don't
Holla
even,
at me, man.
yeah.
We'll get you right.
But something's going wrong in the Target offices because they apparently did this line for Black History Month called Black Beyond Measure.
Yeah.
Where they feature an abundance of black apparel, home and gifting, beauty and health, music and movies, grocery, I don't even know
Stationery.
yeah, and books and play, whatever that means. But so
It's basically the Tyler Perry collection.
yeah, I'm gonna let Sean read off some of the shit that's on the t-shirts just to give y'all
so-
some examples.
One of the shirts is just, I always had this thing where I was like, yo, you got to do it right. If you're going to do words on t-shirts, you got to do it right. And this is not one of those examples where it's done right. But they got a shirt that just says on the front, to my black people, I love you. Dash mess. Yeah, I don't even understand it. I don't even understand it. It's crazy because it's literally spelled out. Most of these shirts are just words. One of my favorites. Racism tried to steal my joy. Ha with an exclamation point. Tried. My biggest issue with this shirt is none of these letters are capitalized.
What's fucked up is
How you fight racism with lowercase letters?
And have you seen racism? It's really stolen all of my joy. What the fuck?
Literally.
Like all of my problems stem from racism.
There's
Literally.
another one. There's another tonal shirt. Look, it looked like it's Bouquet Cotton. Y'all spent some money on this bullshit too. It says everything black and it's ERR.
The Nelly
Like right there.
Yeah.
The St. Louis
Shout out to Chingaling,
Yeah.
man.
And black spelled BLK. That's how you know they reaching when they start spelling the acronyms.
Because that's how black people spell it.
All right.
You know niggas can't spell.
It looks like they got everybody like fair skin. Looks like they got all T.I. kids to model this whole collection. Yeah.
So they got
they got a sweater that just says "You good?" question mark.
That's for when the police shoot you.
Oh shit!
That way, instead,
There's another one that
instead
says-
of thinking they just asked,
There's another one that says "Eat my greens" or "Eat your greens."
because all the food deserts.
They trying to get more stock up for Whole Foods.
You gotta get on the bus, nigga.
And of course, man, R.I.P. James Brown, the obligatory black and proud. It's a lot more bullshit.
yeah.
but I'm
To
not
go
gonna-
even deeper, bro,
Yeah.
they just got random like postings that says like
It's mostly words, my nigga.
one shit just says soul sessions with two fat niggas running together. Like I don't know why that's a soul session necessarily.
It's soul food.
Like I guess anytime two big niggas have fun, it's a soul session.
It's just pictures of niggas on shirts. Like they got
Yeah.
like illustrations of like black people, which I think is kind of racist because if you saw a white person with a black face on a shirt, like you might kind of want to swing on them.
And then what's crazy is like we as black people do we want white people wearing these tees? Like
Yeah, does it say anything about where this money going to other than Target?
say you walk down the street and you see a white guy with a tee that says Malcolm, Harriet, Langston, and Maya.
Then what you do? Are you conflicted?
Like, are you happy about that?
Yeah.
Or
How you feel?
Yeah. Is he wearing that shit ironically? Like
What if we walk up to you and say nigga?
what if
what?
he say my nigga though?
Not the ER. It's a viral video of this teacher in Florida explaining to his class how like slaves weren't whipped and how nigga just means ignorant. Like the N word just means ignorant.
I do think history is murky in that way though. Like to say that all niggas were slaves and all this shit, bro. It's a lot of evidence that it was like a lot of free men around that time that like had businesses and shit. So I don't know, man. Sometimes as they say, like history is told by the victor. So they ain't gonna tell you all the intricate details. Where all right, well, we didn't really have complete dominance, but shit, man. For all we know, slavery could be just like it is now.
You think it was
Some niggas is on the field and some niggas is chilling and shit.
some niggas is working from home, some
Yeah.
niggas is essential workers, boy.
Like we just don't know. Ain't nobody was there. Like I mean, these are all just stories that we've been told, like by people that weren't there for them. Like
Yeah,
I know
I think
we're
a lot
just
of it-
trusting their word, but
I think a lot of it is like, yo, if you work in the education system, you kind of got to follow protocol. You just can't say
yeah,
shit.
you got to tell the story. But it's just like I think everything is nuanced. To say that everything was just one thing, it'd be ridiculous. You know.
In order to keep myself from any implication, if I was a teacher, I would force these individuals. I would give them 3 options. Like, you can read, you can write about what you read, or you can read or watch something on YouTube about certain individuals about Black history, and then you have to turn in some sort of report. But I don't know how school works, whether people have to turn in reports based off
And as I got older, like the more I would learn about Black history, I would start to put myself in those shoes. So, well, I guess we can get into this. We're talking about Black history anyway. We can lead into our Black history figure as well. But I watched Black Messiah, and I'm not gonna give away too many details. You watched it?
Yeah, I watched it.
How'd you feel about it? You fuck with it?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was really dope. I don't want to ruin it for Taji, but obviously it's a
I mean,
it's a biopic, so you know the story.
Yeah.
But it was done very well. And one thing I thought about, like us as people, everybody's so quick to say like, yo, if I was back there with Malcolm, I would be marching with him, bro. I'd be goddamn doing this, blah, 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 doing that. It's just like, yeah, it's easy to say that. But the more I watched that movie, I was like, I don't know if I would have just more been like a nigga in the, depending on like how old I was in that time period. Like maybe if I was like 19 and I was still with the shits, yeah, I might have been with the shits. But if I was my age now, I don't know if I would have been, I mean, not even that saying that I don't agree with Malcolm, but I don't know if I would have been in the field.
Yeah, but
And I don't know
that
if
was kind of what
everybody's
was
real
so,
enough to say that.
what was such a big thing about them telling that story was when you look back, Fred Hampton was only 21 years old.
Yeah.
Like, he was young.
It makes sense. And like when you look at the movement now, everybody was like, man, I'm so proud of these young people. But I mean, if you really look at the movement and how the movement always been, it's always been the youth. Because, you know, who the fuck got time for that in their 30s and shit?
You were already
40s.
kind of wrapped up.
Yeah, it's just like, or maybe that, you know, the fire in you just tends to
That's
burn
really
out.
what it is.
Yeah.
You stop having the will to fight certain shit, and you see it in certain ways. And I think that's why at this stage of the game, it's so important to kind of fight for the things that you do feel strongly about. Because once you let one thing slide, everything else kind of go with it.
Yeah, and the whole saying like you stand for something, you don't stand for something, you fall for anything.
Right.
I think as you get older, you just start to like pick your battles more. So it's just not that you don't stand for things, but it's just like, I mean,
So how that
fighting
being
racism
said,
is like fighting like aging. It almost feels inevitable.
that being said, how you feel about this Target shit?
I love it. Fucking Big Pooh voice.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Nah, man. Obviously, I hate that shit, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't know, man. And it is what it is. A stupid ass thing. It's just an easy way to get your way out of shit.
Yeah,
But
it's a smoke bomb.
yep. But I mean, okay. So yeah, shit. Fucking me and Vera was just talking about this shit today. I forget who she said it was, but some famous person in London said that, yo, basically their quote was, I feel like the Black Lives Matter movement was a waste of time. And I said, I was telling her, like, that quote could be taken 2 different ways. Like, if you just read it as a quote, you could say, like, that person doesn't care about black people. But then you could read it as another way, and it's like, I mean, it kind of was a waste of time, because what progress has we really have since then? So,
Yeah, it felt like the Civil Rights Movement right before the Black Lives Matter movement became a thing.
so with the Target shit, it's like, I mean, maybe like more of those messages might matter, but I don't. Maybe they don't. I don't know. So it's just like, I don't
It's like
know.
we're getting to the point where we're explaining our explanation. Like, you
Yeah.
kind of white explaining streetwear and Black History Month and, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
African American heritage. Like, you got too many pots.
The heading did say "buy black," so I don't know if they meant "buy black" as in buy black labeled shit, like black.
Because I don't know
marketed
who's
shit.
doing it. Because
Or
if somebody,
do they mean like they just got a terrible black designer that designed all this shit, and maybe they are getting the percentage? Because that's a possible thing too.
yeah, there are black designers out there that are worth their salt. They just don't work with people like Target. And
Yeah, so you know, I don't know, man. I mean, I guess shout out to Target. I mean, I guess something's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Something means nothing. Gotta have something.
Yep. Shout out Saha the Prince, man. Prayers with you.
Yeah, praise to Saha the Prince, man, an Atlanta legend.
My cousin who just left Atlanta, we was having an interesting conversation about how chaotic the city can be at times, especially during the time when we got a pandemic.
Well, yeah, especially during these times.
Yeah. I was telling him it felt like back when we had the influx of the refugees. No, I'm just fucking around. But we had the influx of like people from cities affected by Katrina, like Houston, New Orleans, and it was kind of like you saw people settle in areas where they really might have had to have conflicts with people, like, and you don't know where it's coming from, especially now, because it's like, we're all supposed to be from here, or at least here for the time being. But yeah, Saha the Prince recently put up a post, I think it was on Valentine's Day, where he was describing basically an attempt on his life, where they shot at his car on the highway, got out of the car, went and shot through his car door.
Yeah, apparently after the car flipped, which is insane. That almost sounds like a hit, man. Like real shit, man. You know, I don't know if I've ever said anything about Saha on the podcast, but regardless of that, like, prayers to that dude.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
that sounds scary as a motherfucker. I don't know if he's just doing this shit for clout, but I saw the pictures, man. Them shits look crazy. So, I mean, I'm gonna err on the side of safety and say that it's real shit. So, but speaking of that, like, so I had this conversation like randomly just in an Uber. I was just talking about how much the city of Atlanta changed so much. Like, I was like, the influx of, like, you know, black Hollywood, quote unquote, like, we got movies being shot down here. It was just a movie I just saw that was shot down halfway down here. I don't remember what it was. Whatever it got.
Every movie got one or two scenes from Atlanta in it.
So I feel like it's just attracting the scum of the world, man, to be completely honest. So, like, it just, like, as you talked about on the last podcast, like, you fucking leave somebody yelling like a confrontation, you drive up the street with some more bullshit. Not to say that, like, Atlanta didn't have bullshit, but we're a southern city, bro. Like, we move in a certain way, bro.
Yeah, 2 Chainz was talking about, like, all the shit that happened on New Year's where niggas was getting stabbed in the club, and it was like, man.
That's New York shit. That's all that other shit, bro. This is South, bro. We kind of
UK shit,
to move,
man.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, we just move different.
We always move different, though.
And you kind of got, because I think from the Freaknik era, we were used to having a lot of people, especially a certain type of people down here, Southern blacks. Like, we have our own aesthetic, and when people come down here,
don't get it twisted like niggas wasn't dying during Freaknik, but at the same time, nigga, we handle this shit like gentlemen, nigga.
Yeah, man. We blocked all the streets. Every last one of
A
them.
nigga might just not came back to the party. Then you find out a few days later that, oh, damn, and they got into some shit. But, like, I feel like, I don't know, the influx of media, entertainment has kind of ruined the city in a certain aspect.
Yeah.
Like, because
you can't seem to escape it at some point. Like, it's always,
Nothing
you can't
good.
go out. You can't go out. There's shit touching you there. Like, you can't sit in your house because your phone is gonna go off and you're gonna see something on social media. It just seems like a never-ending cycle of just bullshit. Last thing you want to hear about is another rapper dying and going through his music after he dead.
And I don't feel like nothing good comes from fame. Like, and the people that is, like, trying to attain fame. Like, it's just nothing good that comes to those people.
Nothing comes from the pursuit of fame.
I mean, nothing good comes from fame. But in my opinion, Saha wrote a lot of really dope shit. So we definitely got to keep that man alive, man. Astroworld, Life of Pablo.
Yeah.
Which is, what is it, 5-year anniversary?
So appalled.
Yeah, can we pop the ace, man? Let's do that.
Okay, man.
We're doing anniversaries and shit. Shout out to Kanye. It's kind of Rock Nation, so we keeping it family. Ooh, shit. Pause. I told him not to make it, but it happened anyway. All right, well. All right, we're gonna get the flutes out, man. So, happy 50th stuff, but happy 5 to Kanye West and Life of Pablo. I just wanted to pop the ace.
That's generous. I got it all in my sock. Y'all niggas
Ace
broke.
in your sock. You ain't
In
got
spirit,
Ace.
bro.
What's your sock smell like? I bet it don't smell like Ace.
You ain't never had Ace in your sock.
Beautiful music when champagne flutes click.
East Atlanta Gambit,
I'll
niggas.
show you how to
Ace-
do this.
Ace in my
son.
sock, nigga. You niggas is broke in
We're
spirit.
gonna take a toast, man. This ain't necessarily for Kanye, but we're gonna keep it 50th, man. This is a celebration episode, man. We did 50 episodes.
That shit's an accomplishment.
Yeah. We gotta let it click, man. Let's let it click one time. It was a terrible click, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody had their hand on their glass. It couldn't resonate.
Everyone's like, bro.
This nigga stacked it like a shot. Don't ever do that when we get to the Rock Nation branch. Remember, bro.
No, I'm doing it.
Let them take the pick. You hold the glass up.
Nah, I'm doing it. We keeping it hood. Happy 50th, my
I'm gonna
niggas.
step on mine like it's a Jewish wedding.
L'chaim.
Shit not bad. I'm holding the shit by the neck like this and shit.
Bleep this, but this what tastes like, huh?
No, this is sauce. That rosé.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Ace of Spade.
That's fire, man.
Yeah, man.
I ain't had Ace since New Year's.
Yeah. Shout out to Paper Frank, man. Frank let me try my first bottle of Ace.
I was in Atlanta night, man.
Yeah,
While
yeah.
we playing,
Nigga, we performed on New Year's. Nigga had Ace of Spade that night. It was crazy.
the shootout.
It was stupid, dumb, crazy, nigga. It was a movie, nigga. But anyway,
Phones got stolen.
Shout out to Kanye.
Yeah,
Happy
5-year anniversary.
5-year anniversary to Life of Pablo.
I recently been talking about Life of Pablo, man. Corey called me on it.
I
He
was
was
just
like,
singing
damn.
that shit earlier. I mean, and earlier in the pod, shit highlights. I love highlights. When
He was
Young
like,
Thug-
damn, bro, it's good to hear you goddamn recant all that Life of Pablo slander you had back in the day. And I was like, yeah, I'll admit.
It's a
I'll
solid
admit when I
album.
was wrong. It's a really solid album. Especially if you... I don't have it.
You lost it.
Nope. Hell no. Hell to the no.
Anyway, go on.
But yeah, it's a really solid album going back.
We got it. It's
That
a
shit was
different
gonna be-
lighter.
yeah,
It's
that shit-
crazy.
That shit was gonna hit a champagne flute.
Yeah. Don't
Wow.
fuck up. Is this mine or yours?
You killed yours. Yours is over there. It's mine. You want some more?
That's a good sign.
Huh?
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. I gotta pour the Ace.
I'm not gonna speak until you finish your escapades.
Hey, you pour it slower.
Pause.
Too late.
Fucking drink.
Oh shit! I deserve this shit, bitch.
I hate champagne, man. I'm just gonna be honest.
Oh.
Yeah,
I got it. Don't you worry.
I don't want it, man.
I'm gonna smell like Ace of Spade tomorrow.
No. At least, at
And
least if I
bad
wear these
bitches.
socks.
No, I'm just joking.
These are my socks, man.
Yeah, man. As I said,
shit,
man.
man.
Shout
That
out to
shit crazy,
Kanye. Happy 5th anniversary. I love highlights. I love. Let me look.
Ultralight beams.
Ultralight Beams is crazy. Ultralight Beams is crazy. Wolves is crazy. Wolves is a song I really had to grow on me. I think I talked about it on another pod, but I didn't like Wolves when it dropped. But one day, like I was just like going through the
Father
album.
stretch my hands.
30 hours.
30 hours is another one. A Max Beat cameo.
Yeah. Shout out to my nigga Max Bigavell, the Silver Surfer.
I had a dream, man.
I love
was in
Kanye
an
and Solid.
apartment where they had
Oh fuck,
a
FML.
picture of Max B and Malcolm X standing next to each other.
Fuck my life up.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I had a dream where there was a portrait of Max B and Malcolm X standing next to each
Can't
other.
even shame Max like that.
Nah,
You can't even do Max.
they the same. Max B, Malcolm X, bro.
yeah.
Yo, get Paper Frank on it.
Ooh.
Stat. But yeah, man, shout out to Kanye, 5-year anniversary. What else we got? Is that it? All right, well,
Urban Out. Well, we didn't mention Urban Outfitters in the Target shit, but yeah, Urban Outfitters apparently been selling HBCU tees. and hoodies.
Oh yeah,
Exorbitant prices.
this isn't it. We got to do our Black History figure.
Oh. I'm gonna let you go first because I still have. I'm gonna free pick mine.
Man, what's crazy is I had. Oh yeah. Wait, who was it?
I'm trying to think if I'm gonna make mine serious or not.
You said it was gonna be serious though.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Damn, never forgot the nigga. Damn. Hold on. I want to get all my facts
I
right.
got mine.
9 minutes.
Oh yeah, I got you. Damn, I tried to look him up and porn came up.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
That's just stupid.
My Black History Month figure is Nat Turner.
Not the good one. Not. I mean. I guess depending on what type of nigga you are, I don't know who the good one is. Shit.
All
Hold
right.
on.
You want me
Oh
to
yeah, no, I got it. All right, so my Black History figure this year. Well, I guess this year, man. Let's say it because we're gonna be around for a long time. All right, Patrice O'Neal.
Patron Saint of the Pod.
Yeah, man. Patrice O'Neal is one of my favorite comedians of all time. Maybe, if not my favorite comedian of all time, man. Just like a man. If anybody gets a chance to listen to the Black Phillip podcast, I'm sure we talked about it a million gazillion times on this
Refer
podcast.
to it. I don't think we've ever like
Really
Black
dove
Phillip
into
did,
it.
yeah.
But man, Black Phillip is an excellent podcast.
It wasn't even a podcast. It was a radio show initially. It was
But
like
they
during
kind of
the serious,
morphed into a podcast, I guess, like over the years
Opie
after
and
editing.
Anthony.
But hold on, there's a documentary that's about to drop. The reason why I wanted to bring him. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so there's actually a Patrice O'Neal documentary that's about to drop on Comedy Central called "Killing Is Easy," and one of the quotes he was talking about always said was "Killing is easy," like getting real shit across, like is what matters. So like yeah, Comedy Central is doing a documentary based on his life. So I kind of wanted to highlight Patrice O'Neal just because he's like a real dude that I feel like is like undervalued within like our Black culture. I feel like he should, to me, like the way we champion Eddie Murphy, Patrice O'Neal is my Eddie Murphy. So
He fought for a lot of free speech in the
and even
in
like
the judge of our in the jury of our peers.
if you really do your homework, like you could like really like dive deep in like all the roles that he really could have had that he turned down just because he didn't give a fuck. Like Patrice O'Neal was a true like rock star in every sense of the word. So yeah, I just wanted to like say Patrice O'Neal.
Great take. All right, my Black History Month figure was somebody I mentioned on the podcast earlier. I just had some facts mixed up on a previous podcast. I said his name was John Williams. His name is actually John Francis. He's an environmentalist. He actually took a vow of silence for 17 years and hasn't walked in a car or hasn't rode in a car or anything that runs on gasoline in 20 years. It was just probably, I don't think he started, like this was like maybe 2012 when I saw the interview on 60 Minutes, but I don't think he's picked up, you know what I mean, a new Prius or no shit like that. I don't think he's riding around in a Tesla at this point. But during that time period, he did a lot of different shit. Like he walked the length of, I want to say, South America, and or at least Central America to South America, which was weird because I had mentioned that to somebody else because I used to watch shows like shout out R.I.P. Anthony Bourdain, like No Reservations, and Locked Up Abroad, and I would see people like go on these long hikes and get basically the good and the bad of it. And he's one of the few people that like walked the length of Central America, South America, and did it without speaking, like without using words. And
A lot of like, I mean, you said on the last podcast, but a lot of like my favorite people like took vows of silence.
Yeah, I didn't realize it until you
Maya
said something
Angelou.
about it. Maya Angelou was one of the people I thought about.
Yeah.
He was
She
one.
didn't speak for like 10 years. Her shit was crazy. Yeah. And she was like, that's why like when I like finally spoke, I had so much to say. So I always value that quote. That's why I like to take, I mean, every day I challenge myself to like, I don't need to say a lot, like unless I have to say a lot, unless I'm in a venue where speech is important. But other than that, like I'm not looking to say things. Like it's always good. Like sometimes you just need to be a passenger on the ride. Like you don't always need to be the driver. You don't always need to be in the game. Sometimes I just like to be, you know, on the bench.
Yeah, he stopped speaking in 1973 on his birthday, and it didn't speak again until 1990 on Earth Day. And it says while he was silent, he completed 3 college degrees, culminating in a PhD in land management from the University of Wisconsin, Madison. And then he walked to Oregon. He walked to Oregon to enroll in Southern Oregon University, and completed a BA there.
Didn't he teach a class?
He taught a class. I think it was at Oregon State or Southern Oregon, and then he walked to Wisconsin where he took up his doctoral studies to focus on the effects of oil spills. Like one of the reasons he stopped riding in cars was because he saw 2 oil liners crash into each other under the Golden Gate Bridge. And he said he saw the animals dying in front of him, just everything pretty much in the sea, just hopping out on shore. And he just kind of was traumatized.
I want to say some shit, but I don't want to put myself out there like that. But a part of the reason why I live the way I live is I do feel like I'm culturally better than you motherfuckers, because you know,
It's Ace here.
I don't take
It's
part
Ace in my sock.
in certain activities, man. I would rather just chill. All right, so I mean, I just gotta say it, like, because like I had to go to jail, and so I don't even drive. So it was a really dope shit. I ain't gonna give away Black Messiah, but man, I've been saying this shit for 2 fucking years at least. People like, yo, like, you know, you gotta like do your this shit to get your license back. I'm like, man, at the same time, man, I know the one way they lock niggas up is driving. I never had any interaction with police until I started driving.
Yep.
Motherfucker said that shit in Black Messiah in fucking 1960, nigga. I'm like, man, bro, when he said that shit, I was like,
Told you.
nigga, I wanted to throw my fucking... I'm like, man, I've been telling these niggas that shit for years. Like, nigga, that's what it is. Like, nigga, that's the
most
easiest
of the
way.
reason I tell niggas, I don't want to drive. I don't want to
Shout
drive.
out to the Moors.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Oh, that's
They don't drive. Them niggas be.
I fuck with them. heavy.
Shit. Yeah, man. That's always like, because I didn't, like, to be completely honest, I didn't get my license until I was in my 20s. So, like, I didn't drive for a long time. So, like, because I had that, like, removal of it, like, I got comfortable with not driving. Like, I almost like, man, I'm cool, nigga. I don't want to drive, nigga. What the fuck I look, that shit sound like work, nigga. What the fuck I look like doing that? Real nigga sit in the back. What we talking about?
Chauffeur, nigga.
We in the back of the back of the back of the back.
Back of the back of the back of the back.
But nah, man. I don't know what the fuck we were talking about really initially. But
Black
yeah,
History Month
Yeah, man.
figures. John Francis, man.
yeah. So yeah, I
You-
do
you
feel
get
like
the chance
yeah,
to look up his TED Talk. Look up John Francis
yeah.
TED Talk.
I haven't seen it, but I'm definitely gonna do it now that you like explain it, because now I'm super interested. So shout out to John Francis, and we'll be right back. Final countdown. But yeah, we're gonna get into what we've been watching, what we've been listening to. So I'm getting into what I've been watching. So I actually watched the Britney Spears documentary. Thank you.
Loneliness was killing me.
Damn, you're right. Loneliness was killing me. I must confess, I still believe. I still believe.
I'm trying to think of a Britney song, Britney Spears song to reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going for it. That was all I had.
To keep it black, I'm a slave for you.
Ah.
I remember
Black
that song
History
getting a
Month.
lot of black fucking backlash when it came out because she said slave. But shout out to Britney.
Neptunes.
Yeah, shout out to the Neptunes too. Yeah, they did produce that. Oh, look at you on your goddamn square.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, I watched the Britney documentary. Like, that shit was hella sad, man. When you just talk about like child stars and about how like they really live these fucked up lives, because you got these stage moms and dads and these people that just pop up in their lives and like
Take advantage of them for no
if you
reason.
like you have a kid
Well, not
that's
for no reason, but
fucking
yeah.
6, 7, 8 years old, they have no concept of what the fuck they're doing. So by the time they're really famous and they really are making money, it's like they still have no concept of what they're doing, because
She was on Mickey Mouse Club, nigga. She was like 11.
It was like a clip in there, and they were like, she literally said like, "Yo, I feel like I just missed out on life." I think she was talking like Kevin Federline and shit. She's like, "I just feel like I missed out on life." I was like, "Yeah, that's what it is." Like, as much as we like, shit on Michael Jackson, like that whole shit about missing your childhood is really like a big thing. I know we just gloss over it and just make it seem like motherfuckers is crazy, but nigga, you miss your childhood, that shit. And not even say that she's necessarily a super damaged person. I can't speak for her, but the documentary is just very eye-opening to about how fucked up the media is. Like, I remember like one scene, I don't want to give too much away, but this was like the big scene for me. Like, some like random talk show host is asking her like, "Yo, so did you get your tits done? What did you get your breast job?" She's like, "Well, I don't really feel like that's something I want to talk about like on air." You can tell how uncomfortable she is. And it's just like, I'm looking at it like, dude, you piece of shit. Like, you're just a random motherfucker. Yeah. You asking this chick about her tits, bro. You don't know her, bro. Like, this is what, I don't like to shoot a lot of better celebrities, but celebrity is a hard thing to go through because, like, bro, like, you just asking me about my titties randomly. This random 50-year-old guy that's a talk show host that's never had a real conversation with me asking me if I got my tits done. Like, what the fuck?
Speak to you during the break.
Now, you could see how uncomfortable she was, like, when he asked her the question. It was just, like, super fucked up. But, yeah, man, I can't necessarily recommend it because it's kind of sad. But, like, the Britney documentary was, like, rather interesting. Also, I watched Hip Hop Uncovered. It features like a lot of like the low key like the street Jimmy Iovine's, if you will, of the world. Like hip hop at the end of the day, like I said this in another podcast, but like hip hop, like you can say the rappers aren't real necessarily, but the people in rap are very real. Like this shit stems from the streets. Like this is not a joke. Like niggas can say whatever they want about whatever soft rapper or the Ja Rules of the world. Even Ja Rule, if you really want to do your research, motherfucker tied to
big niggas.
Yeah, like motherfuckers don't get money from the streets like from other ways. Like this shit come from street shit. But highlight a lot of street people. Haitian Jack, Deb, as I said before.
Bimmy,
Big U, and Trick Trick. So just like a lot of people that really, I mean, whether you want to believe it or not, really like are the movers and shakers that really push the culture at a ground level. Like the people that are really in the streets, that's like, I think it was a quote, I forget who said it, but it was like, yo, whatever you want to say about rap, it starts from the streets. It'll never not start from the streets. I think it was Dr. Dre. But I really like enjoyed that little like mini series. They put out the first 2 episodes, so they got more people to go. Or more episodes to go, rather. So, yeah, man. That's what I've been watching. So I'll let you do your thing.
All right. I watched a lot of the same shit. Draft Dead, Judas and the Black Messiah. We should probably do a breakdown on that. We'll watch it.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin for Taji. I don't want to ruin for the listeners. I know it just came out, so we'll give them a week. Next episode, we're going to break down Black Messiah.
See if we can do it on the Patreon.
Yeah. Oh, all right. We'll do it on Patreon.
Yeah. See if we can do it for the Patreon.
All right. Oh, yeah. We got a Patreon coming out. We'll put the link somewhere where y'all can find it. But, yeah, we'll break down Black Messiah, maybe a few other movies and other things that aren't for the masses.
But, yeah, I watched Hip Hop Uncovered 2. I thought it was cool. I'm waiting to see the rest of them. I'm concerned that it comes off like the BET Gangster Incorporated or American Gangster, whatever.
American Gangster, yeah.
Whatever that.
It did come off like that.
And that's my thing. Like it kind of it's a blueprint now. Like you see all that shit kind of coming.
I mean, as I said about that FX shit.
But
that's another FX series. I told you.
It is. So it's kind of like the Netflix shit.
The way they do Dave, they did Dave is Atlanta. ATL with white. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Dave is Atlanta with white people. Yeah.
Lately, I got into the Kill Tony podcast with Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah. Just hilarious.
Hilarious. I can understand. This is one of the few podcasts I actually watch. I've watched maybe like 7 episodes. I've realized they don't even come anywhere past Texas. I don't know why they don't come out to the East Coast like that. Nothing in Atlanta. No lower southern states. I think they might have done Second City in Chicago, but that's it. But it's just interesting. You see how weird people are across the board and how intricate actual talent is, like the way people string together words or timing, shit like that. And it's interesting even seeing comedians like be impressed. I know they ask the crowd what they prefer, whether they come out to see somebody do well or come out to see somebody bomb. And the bombs are hilarious, but I really am interested in seeing like who does well in certain places. I followed a few people that I saw who had really, really good sets. And
shout out to Mark Norman. Like,
yeah, Mark Norman had a dope one. Mark Norman had a dope episode. Andrew Schultz had a dope episode. There are like 2 Joe Rogans. I can't remember which one, but one of the ones I think they did in Texas. The more recent one was really dope.
Yeah, my favorite comedian right now is Mark Norman. So shout out to him. But yeah, man, I love those venues when you get to see comedians. Like, it's like their URL. It's like their little battle sequence where you get to see them really get loose. Like it's I love comedy the way I love rap, so I love that free for all. So shout out to Kill Tony, shout out to Tony Hinchcliffe. What else you been watching?
I think that's really much it.
Cool.
I didn't see shit else. Didn't really have the time. Well, I've been watching a lot of what is it? Studio Ghibli on HBO Max. My daughter seemed to love the animation. So we watched what was it? Spirited Away, and we tried to watch Howl's Moving Castle, but she didn't make it through that. But yeah, I really fuck with their animation studios. I see they drive. Oh, we watched Earwig and the Witch. She loved it.
How was it?
She loved it.
No, how was it?
Yeah, it was good. It was dope. It's dope because it rivals everything that you see with Pixar. Like,
I keep seeing it, but I'm like, I don't know.
Look dope.
Yeah.
The animation, so.
But we can get into what we've been listening to. So I'll listen to Jay Electronica. Shout out to a written testimony. Yo, I had to dive back into that. I just need to hear some like real black shit. To be honest, like so, Ghost of Soldier Slim, The Blinding, Shiny Suit Theory, Flux Capacitor, Fruits of the Spirit, and We Out. But yeah, shout out to Jay Electronica. I also listened to the Judas and the Messiah soundtrack. Yeah. Oh yeah. Can we talk about the J joint?
I still haven't listened to it.
Right there. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We're gonna play it after the pod. Yeah, okay. I want to do a full breakdown about the J and Nip joint. I just knew you listened to it. But Jay got busy. I really love the soundtrack. Shout out to ASAP Rocky. He got a joint that I love because ASAP Rocky was so out of his element. It's called Rich Nigga Problems. But it's just here to see. It's really good to see ASAP Rocky do some political shit. Like that was just. I love this shit so much. Like I love fucking Revolutionary with Bump J. G Herbo featuring Bump J. It's a really dope joint. Yeah, man. Really Chicago linking up. Like 2 of my favorite Chicago artists on the same track. So like to see like. Yeah, I like Herbo. Yeah, Herbo is really dope. Like, yeah. So I like to hear Herbo on the track with Bump J. Like, man, I damn near could have cried. Real shit. Like, nigga, I love to see niggas connect like that, man. That shit really mean a lot to me. So shout out to them. Like I said, the ASAP Rocky joint, man. I really want to get into the J joint, but we won't. But other than that,
yeah, my bad, man. I should have listened to it.
That's crazy. Yeah. I know how people feel about posthumous releases, so it is what it is. I know it's not most
it wasn't
exciting
even
thing.
that. I think it just kind of slid. Like I was wrapped up in other shit.
All right.
I made
Mr.
it up.
Bitches.
I made. I wish. I had the little one all weekend. We went to go see Happy Birthday Carter. Went to go see Sing at the movies. They rented out a movie theater, so it was cool, man. She got to hang with her homies.
Yeah. So
I was
other
real
than
domesticated.
that, I'm bad. That's really nice to hear on the podcast. But I listened to Fetty again. Now Later Gators. So shout out to Freddie Gibbs and Currency. It's all right, baby. We can do it all night, baby. But yeah, we gonna end it like that. What else you got?
What have excuse me, I've been listening to. I found some shit right before the pod randomly. Shout out Taji, we was trading off a few songs. Torture by Spooky Mansion. I have no idea who they are. Sound real folky. Alternative rock, probably. I think it's a band out of San Francisco. I don't really have a. Let me see. They got an album. All Right, 2018. I think that's the song. The song Torture that I was talking about is on that album.
Torture.
Poison. Poison.
That girl is torture.
Torture was the Jacksons without Michael.
So pass.
Yep. Mordecai, Karungabin, First Class, Time. Let me see what else. I had a random conversation with KD. Shout out KD Gray. KD Gree, my bad. But we were talking
Crazy
about
is that's two totally different people.
two totally different people. I used to always look at his name and think about it being KD Gray, but it's KD Gree. But yeah, shout out KD Gree. He was talking about that time we was at his crib. I think we were recording with Stealth, and he was like, I woke up that morning after a long night of recording, looked at my phone. I was like, what the fuck is this U2 album doing on my phone? And then I'm going through Twitter and I'm seeing all these other people talk about this U2 album being downloaded on their phone. And it was some shit where U2 like automatically U2 had a deal with Apple Music where they automatically downloaded it to your phone. And I was like 38 hot about that shit. I could not stand it. It's still on my phone to this day. I don't know why I didn't delete it. And I'm telling niggas, I'm like, yo, I don't know why it offended me so much, but it just felt like it's such an invasion of my privacy.
Niggas made a deal so they like be diamond automatically.
What?
Jay did.
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah.
did do it. I don't know what I meant with that story, but yeah, fuck you two for that shit. See you in the streets, Bono. You know what it is. Don't be on your shit neither. Bleep that. Who Made the Sunshine? West Side Gun.
Great album.
Great album.
Great
Yeah.
album. Great album. Great album.
I go back and forth between this album and Pray for Paris, man.
Man, that shit is tough, bro.
It's really tough.
I'm almost leaning towards Who Made the Sunshine.
Yeah, Liz Loves Luger.
Man, I love Liz. Bro, like, all right, man.
Ishka Bibbles.
Ishka Bibbles is so fire, bro.
Life of Pablo, you know what I'm saying, for the culture. What else did I listen to? I was playing Shout Beyonce, you know.
Lemonade.
You know.
You playing Lemonade, you dog.
No. I went through the Lion King.
Oh, you a for real.
Yeah.
Go on.
I got
Bleep some of this shit.
I got a seed, bro.
No. I mean,
I gotta find a way. I gotta find a way to tie her out.
it's a in a way of. Like,
Hopefully it redeems myself. Hopefully I redeem myself. I listen to Pooh Shiesty, Shiesty Season. It's solid. I see the appeal. I ain't really done my research on Pooh Shiesty.
Yeah, you gotta give me time with Pooh Shiesty. He was also on the Black Messiah soundtrack, as I mentioned earlier. But I ain't love the joint he did. But I gotta hear him in his natural element. You know, I don't want to hear him on like some Black Messiah shit.
That's really
He
it.
sound like a street nigga. So
Yeah, definitely. I think he signed at 10-17.
yeah.
He saw the Gucci joint.
Oh shit! Shout out to Pooh Shiesty. I'm stuttering and shit, so I need to get the fuck out of here. Ace of Spade. Shout out to the 50th episode.
50, man.
I want to keep this shit us, man. We usually do shout outs to them at the end of the episode, but like this time, yeah, man. Shout out to the Wash Gods. Beautiful music when champagne flutes click.
I'm about to chase that champagne with Coke. Not that kind.
Yeah, motherfuckers. Yeah, man. Feels good, man. We did 50 episodes, so I'm gonna not say some reckless shit. Fuck it.
Wash never washed up.
We are washed, never washed
Stay
up.
black.
Yeah, you stay black, bitches, hoes, everything in between, and all the other shit.